Steph, tell me what it's like to get a dream job, even though you and I probably are both living what ours are.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Sam. You know, we don't have to worry about this, but if you have not found that dream job yet, it's springtime, a good time to dust off that resume. And right now I have Allan Ageman. He's with me now with the Bachrach Group. And Allan, you know, spring, is this a time that people kind of go out and they start looking for a new job?
I think you always should keep your eye and ear open, but this is a great time to kind of look at your resume, see what's going on in your current firm, say, hey, maybe it's time to move on. You know, maybe it's time I reach a certain aspect in my position right now, and it's time for me to look.
And what do you recommend for people that maybe they're in the career that they're passionate about, but they're not necessarily at that level that they want to be at?
It's a job looking for a job. So you kind of sit down, figure out where you want to go and how you want to get there, and determine that this step is going to get me to the next step.
I take it requires a lot of hard work.
Like I said, it's a job looking for a job. It's very time consuming, and it's always best to look for a job while you're working.
And what kind of jobs are available right now? Because I know that, you know, the job market is still struggling.
There's a lot of opportunity out there. The technology sector is very big, digital is very big, engineering is very big, real estate, finance and accounting are getting stronger, the medical industry, admins, so it all ties into what's going on. The last number of years, we're seeing a very, very big uptick in all the sectors.
Right. And if you have 3 simple steps for people, what would they be?
First, determine why you want to leave. Is it an emotional decision, or is it you're maxed out at your current position? Mm-hmm. And once you determine that factor, remember that, because you're going to need that at the end. You always got to remember why you were looking to leave initially, because there's a whole process going through that. Look at your resume. Make sure it's current. Put on your resume what you're doing, not what you want to do. And then contact a good executive search firm, like the Bachrach Group or like myself.
There you go. How do you know, this kind of is a question I think a lot of people might sympathize with. How do you know if it's the environment that you're unhappy with or the actual job that you're doing?
You know, that's a great question. You know, I always say people don't leave their company, they leave their manager. So if you're not happy with what's going on right now, start looking.
And then do you think that they should start looking in a whole different field or just kind of keep in the same field?
You have to go with your strengths. If you want to maximize your salary and maximize that next opportunity, you have to go in strong. So going in strong is going what you know now and hopefully getting the opportunity to learn something else. You know, it's not only about money, it is about money, but also what you, it's also what you're going to,
money.
It's about money, but what are we going to learn also?
Right.
Because taking a job just for money and you're doing the same thing, you're going to wake up 3 weeks later and you're going to have the same problems.
And I'm sure that that also takes a toll on your interpersonal relationships too.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
That's what they say.
And knowing your strengths must take a lot of self-reflection as well.
Yes, you got to look in the mirror and say, this is what I'm good at, but this is what I'm great at, and this is what I want to do. But how am I going to get there? What's going to get me there?
All right. Great tips right there. Anything else that you would, recommend to people in the preparation process? I mean, if they want to do something tomorrow to start on that job process, what should they do?
Dust off the resume. We have an old saying, keep a nice white shirt and a nice tie in your right-hand drawer, and dust off the resume and start looking at the resume. Make sure the resume is done the right way, from dates of employment. Everything has to be exact for what you're doing, not what you want to do. Education, where do you want your education? You want it on the top, or what do you want on the bottom? A good summary, or do you want a good objective? So sit down with somebody, let them guide you. That's what we do. We'll guide you through the process. We'll get the resume tightened up and ready to go.
Plus, I'm sure that it must feel so much better when you've completed that challenge, too.
You know, so it's very rewarding. You know, it's like a breath of fresh air. When you walk into your new opportunity, you're starting life all over again.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Allan. Some great advice,
pleasure.
some great tips. If you want more information, you can always head to WTNH.com, click on the On Air tab, and pull it down to the Good Morning Connecticut Weekend section.